Welcome to the Celebs Diaries, where every celebrity story comes live. Today we take you deep into the full hidden and untold story of Chadwick Boseman Hollywood and media never showed you. There are stories Hollywood celebrates, and then there are stories it keeps in the shadows. Stories of quiet battles, unseen sacrifices, and a man who carried a kingdom on his shoulders, literally and figuratively, without ever telling the world what he was facing. This is the untold story of Chadwick Boseman. Not just the blockbuster icon, not just King T'Challa of Wakanda, but the man Hollywood never fully showed you. Because behind the fame lived a deeper truth, one of pain, purpose, and power. A truth that reshaped Hollywood, inspired millions, and changed the world forever. Before Wakanda, before global fame, Chadwick Boseman was a storyteller, a writer, a director. He didn't come to Hollywood to be a star. He came to heal the world through art. At Howard, a young Chadwick caught the eye of one of America's greatest actresses, Phylicia Rashad. She saw something in him, something rare. And when he needed financial help to attend a prestigious acting program at Oxford, she made a phone call. One call to Denzel Washington. It was Denzel who financed Chadwick's acting scholarship. Years later, Chadwick would tell him, there would be no Black Panther without Denzel Washington. But even then, Hollywood didn't know what to do with him. He was too principled for shallow roles, too powerful for background characters. He turned down roles that disrespected Black identity, even when he had no money. Because to Chadwick, representation wasn't entertainment, it was responsibility. Chadwick didn't just play characters. He embodied giants. Jackie Robinson breaking barriers. James Brown rewriting music history. Thurgood Marshall fighting for justice. These roles weren't accidents. Chadwick believed in choosing characters that carried a message, characters that told our story. But what cameras didn't show was that each role took a physical and emotional toll. He would rehearse until midnight, study until dawn, and push himself harder than anyone around him. The secret battle. In 2016, at the height of his rising fame, Chadwick Boseman heard the words no one is ever ready for, stage 3 colon cancer. But he didn't stop. He didn't slow down. He didn't tell the world. Instead, he worked harder. While the world saw a king in vibranium armor, what they didn't see was the pain behind each movement. The surgeries between film shoots, the chemotherapy cycles during press tours, the emotional weight he carried quietly for 4 years. And in his quietest moments, he still visited children battling cancer, the same disease he was fighting. Yet he never made it about himself. Black Panther, what he really meant. When Black Panther premiered, the world saw more than a superhero. They saw possibility. Kids from Africa to Atlanta saw a king who looked like them. Chadwick knew this was bigger than a movie. He knew this was history. And yet, he carried the burden alone. No complaints. No excuses. Because a king protects his people, even when he is hurting. Recent event that took place in honor of Chadwick Boseman. On a sunny Thursday, November 20th, 2025 in Hollywood, the world came together to honor a legend. Chadwick Boseman, the man who brought T'Challa to life and inspired millions as Black Panther, received a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Fans, friends, and family gathered to celebrate the life of a man who, though gone too soon, left an indelible mark on Hollywood and the world. Thursday was officially declared Chadwick Boseman Day in Hollywood. A day to remember his artistry, his courage, and the legacy he leaves behind. Among those who spoke at the emotional ceremony was Viola Davis, Chadwick's co-star in the Oscar-winning film Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. With tears in her eyes, she shared her disbelief that someone so vibrant could be gone. I have to believe that Chadwick is still alive. I can't use the word gone or death. Really, when thinking about him, he was a mighty, mighty elixir that stirred up the alchemy we're all searching for, which is meaning. Davis recalled the final days they worked together on Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, remembering how Boseman would engage her in conversations about life, success, and purpose, even knowing he was facing his own mortality. In the end, Hollywood didn't hide Chadwick's truth. The world discovered it. They discovered a man who worked through pain to uplift others. A man who portrayed legends while quietly being one. A man who gave his last breath to inspire the next generation.
When I'm introduced, I always want to say the Malcolm X quote, which is, "Make it plain." But, I have to believe that Chadwick is still alive. I can't use the word gone or death, really, when thinking about him. You know, it's like the quote, you know, when the last person who dies who has a memory of you, that's when you'll truly be dead. My memory of Chadwick is, we did Ma Rainey's Black Bottom soon before he left us. And he was always trying to engage me on the set. Always sort of telling me in like unassuming ways that I think that he understood the cap of success, but the true power and significance of transcendence. And that was usually the gist of all of our conversations, of sort of what happens when you realize that you're possibly transitioning, that there's something else, right? And I would say to him, you know, Chadwick, I sort of agree with you. There is a cap to success. I haven't found my thing yet. When I'm not acting, I don't know who I am. He was like, oh no, Viola, you can't let that happen. What I do is I carry my djembe drum everywhere I go. I don't care if it gets in the way of luggage. I don't care if, you know, I have to argue with the airline stewardess of where I'm going to put it. I need my drum. And you know, that djembe drum is a talking drum, y'all. And he would play it on the set. You could hear it in his trailer. It was more than just a sound. It was more than just music. I mean, it resounded through the entire sound stage, and he would play it fervently. Chadwick, you channeled the divine. You were a conduit, a source of connectiveness that every single human being who is on this earth is searching for. Trying to connect to each other. Trying to connect to our art. Trying to know, like the Cherokee birth blessing, may we live long enough to understand why we were born. That was Chadwick. More than just an actor who you can observe on screen doing wonderful work. It was work that reminded us that we are less alone. It's best to use all of life. Leave death nothing but the dregs. Nothing but a burnt out castle. And Chadwick was a castle. Chadwick was a mighty, mighty elixir that sort of stirred up that alchemy that we're all in search of, which is meaning. I celebrate him today. And I say to him, I hoped all the angels in heaven just sang him to a beautiful rest. And I thank him for what he left behind in me, which is a burning amber that always guides me to a higher meaning of my work and my purpose. This star, as beautiful as it is on the Walk of Fame, shines a whole lot less brighter than Chadwick is in heaven. Thank you.
This is the untold story of Chadwick Boseman. The story Hollywood never showed you, but his actions did. You've been watching the Celebs Diaries, your destination for high-quality, factual, and visually engaging celebrity documentaries. Thank you for watching Wakanda Forever. If you appreciate deep, factual, and visually rich celebrity documentaries, make sure you subscribe to the Celebs Diaries and turn on notifications. Your support helps us uncover the stories behind the stars. Stories Hollywood doesn't always tell.